Hi everyone, so today I'm super excited to show you Spellbinders' new club kits for January of 2023. Hopefully I get that right. I know sometimes I give the wrong year. There are some changes this month. If you are a current club member, maybe you received an email about it. And so we'll talk about that, and I'll show you the new changes right away at the beginning here. So Spellbinders did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. So you guys, like I said, if you're already a member, you've probably received an email talking about some of these changes. I'll start with one of the larger ones, just the size, because of what it looks like. Super curious, and excuse me, I just wanted to grab that. This is what the new club kit will look like, and I will tell you what they're gearing towards on this is a card kit that's geared towards someone who's just starting out with crafting. Obviously, there's tons of ephemera and things like that in here that we always love, but there are no longer going to be any of the clear acrylic stamps, or the die sets will not be in here. And then as you can see, it's a smaller size, so what that means is the cardstock is also of a smaller size, right? So everything else that they normally would include is in here, so we will check it out because I have not looked at it, and actually I was surprised. I was like, another embossing folder. I don't know why I overlooked that. There's going to be two different clothes for embossing folders, a 3D one and a standard embossing. And one other big change is the APG will no longer be offered as a monthly club kit, but they have replaced that with a stitching club kit, so we will look at that next after I talk about this for a second. So this is January's kit. It is the indoor garden, and as you can see, it's like in a little pouch. You still have your inspo and all those things, but it's basically everything other than the stamp and die. There is a die that you can pick up separately, and I'll show you that in just a minute, and then we'll talk about what that means for the value clubs and all those kinds of things. So the pricing on this will be reduced. I personally right now do not know what that pricing is. It hasn't come out as far as by the time I'm filming this, but I do have some info, as far as the different club kits. I do have some info as far as the value clubs and how they might look different and those kinds of things. Okay, guys? So we'll talk about that in just a minute. So there's a lot to go over. But here is your card kit of the month. Again, layering up the ephemera like we've done in the past, and some cute embellishments and things like that. So the inspo here, or the instruction sheet, will be basically using those pieces where it used to be like maybe talking about the dies themselves of how to piece that together. So we have this, as you can see, a beautiful floral kind of indoor garden look. So we have, again, the 10 A2 cards and 10 envelopes. We have the adhesive, the foam adhesive, and your roll. And then we have some embellishments. I love these little guys. What are they called on here? They didn't use it on here, so they didn't have a name for them, but there's like these little gems that are like faceted and have that gold leaf embedded. They're so pretty. Gorgeous colorway on that. We have some Jet Puff stickers. These are the days, family time, making me happy, special to me, thank you, love your smile, these kinds of things. Little arrows and everything. Let's talk about, chipboard stickers. I'm just trying to see what we can go from something you talk about less to the more complicated. So we have the chipboard stickers, really, really cute. I love the gold foiling on those. Look at that one. Little brackets. We have our paper, so let's check that out. So the paper, again, is very different, cut down to fit in this new packaging, and kind of what's going on with everything here. So let's just splay these out so we can see the colors. A little more pared down color set. So we have a beautiful, I was gonna say pink, but let's not skip over the white. So we have the white, pink, yellow, green, and a light blue, and there looks to be 4 of each, if that's correct. I see 4 of those, yeah, of each of the 5 colors. So 20 sheets there. And then your paper, get a little more pared down. And let me take a moment to kind of spread these out a little bit. Actually, we'll just go through each one. So there's that. This video is going to be a little longer than you think. Really cute with the plants. So we'll talk about this in a minute because this echoes the add-on die set. The beautiful flowers, a little plaid, like mint plaid. Oh, I love the gold honeycomb. Let's see what we have here. A little pink with the wording, and then like pops of color in there. Just Taking a moment to mess with my lighting. I don't know if that's better. Black print with a cute little pink kind of like diamonds. The blue floral, looks like a dahlia flower in there, really pretty. Oh, look at the little scenes of all the people hanging out in their windows with their plants. They're plant people here. Let's see here, plant mamas and papas. And then this beautiful like jungly background. Really cute with the little scissors. Oh, taking care of your little plants there. Again, pinky, peachy kind of coral color. I always say pinky, peachy, coral. I know that's three things, but there we go. Then we have the cute little hanging plants here. Really gorgeous colorway. You have your kind of more tropical feel on this one. Beautiful black with the gold foiling. No wording on this with the gray background. This one's really cool. It's like a cool floor design, something like that. And then this one has a really interesting little dot pattern. It's like dot, 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 space, dot, 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 space. A little plaid. We have the green, the leaves, and cute little pink flowers. Gold. And pink with little gold kind of suns or like flowers. So that's the new paper packs. And then we have some chipboard frames. Tons of chipboard frames in here. So cute. They look like film strip or like Polaroid type things. I remember things coming on strips that look like this, your film, after you develop it or whatever. Very long ago. And then they look more like this. And then even the Polaroid ones I recall. Oh my gosh. Nice chipboard. And then we have tons of ephemera. And again, that indoor garden feel. I do not have good luck with indoor plants. If they come to my house, it's not great. So, and outdoor all day, that's great. But indoor, been tough. So this will be nice to have and not hurt them in any way there. Cute with the gold foiling on like the handle there for your blinds. Beautiful little pots. Look at the cute little heart. I'm not going to go through each and every single one, but there's generally two of each of the designs that you see. Look at that. I know whenever I have a plant that's not doing well inside, I just take it outside and it just does better. They just do. It just depends, right? Obviously some houseplants cannot be outside. But look at this guy. So pretty. Also, it reminds me of like a philodendron, rhododendron, monstera type plant, which I have outside. There you go. So pretty. Aw. Just your general hanging plant there. I always forget, that's called pothos, or is that something else? Either way, I have a couple of these. I even have a monstera that's like this, so it's really cool. It's the small leaves instead of these huge leaves, and it binds really, really pretty. That's a hardy one if you ever find those. Gorgeous. So lots, little plant stands and just tons of plants. A little stack of blankets. A little lady taking care of her plants there. Okay, so this little pot with the face, just remember that because we're going to see that in just a minute. There's just a ton. Little bicycles. Lots and lots and lots of good stuff. So I'll just keep those there, kind of. Why not? So, as I said, you can do an add-on. Right now, it wasn't super clear to me as far as the add-on. If before in the portal you can browse, there was a thing on this left side that said browse, and you could add on different things like more paper or more die cuts, whatever it is you want. So these are going to be add-ons. Again, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's in the club portal or in the just the regular Spellbinders store. It seemed to me that it would be in the club portal, but this is the add-on for the kit of the month. And as you can see, this is already larger than what was normally included in the kit of the month, the club kit, card kit. So we have our beautiful leaves, we have the little pot, you can do it that way, you can embed the little face if you like they had over here. All these beautiful leaves. Oops. That's just some accent pieces. Some more gorgeous different types of foliage. And then even your little plant stand that would go under this guy. It comes with eyelashes. So let's say you were cut this out of black, because that's kind of a standard thing somebody might cut it out from. You have eyelashes that you can put on your little pot also. And some accent pieces for your pot. As you can see there, it goes in there and it goes down at the bottom. And so you have little eyes, you know, with the eyelashes if you like. You have the nose, like pink cheeks, and like a little mouth feature. And that would be the add-on die set for the new club kits, card kit of the month, should I say. I'm going to package this back up, and then I'm going to show you the next change. Hey guys, so the next big change is, like I mentioned, Spellbinders will be discontinuing the APG, the Amazing Paper Grace die of the month. So you can still get, you know, Becca's gorgeous designs on the site with her other designs, but as a monthly thing, it will no longer be in the clubs, right? So this is what kind of takes place of that, I suppose, just because that's the difference, right? Is the stitch of the month, or stitching kit of the month, stitch die of the month, however you want to call it, is the nested stitched burst. That's for January, right? Obviously it's going to be different every month, so we'll talk about that in just a minute. And with this one, there's also an add-on, which would be this stamp set, and this is a delicious smelling photopolymer stamp set, and it is called Sentimental Greetings for this month. So again, something you can add on. You would add this. It's not going to come with the club like with this die. So if you're interested in getting the sentiments that are designed to perfectly fit in this area, you know, then that would be it. Okay, so we'll talk about that in just a minute. Well, we can just look at it right now. Happy birthday to a dear friend. For you, make a wish, stitch with love, you brighten my everyday. So kind of more of an everyday feel on these guys, but it does have Merry Christmas. Thinking of you, just saying hello. Love the font style, looks really, really pretty. So really nice stamp set. I'm gonna put it to the side just because of the glimmer, the glare there. So big guy. I'm assuming it'll make you a whole card front, but let's just check that out. So metal to metal, it is just over 5.5 inches, and then metal to metal the other way is about 4.5, and it looks like it cuts a 4.25 by 5.5. Yeah, cover plate. So you have this gorgeousness again with all this different stitching. I'm assuming I was going to talk about this later, but if you are part of the APG, since it's discontinued, they're just not going to include it. I'm assuming if you're already signed up for some of the other value clubs, you might still receive this. So yeah, I'll have the links to all the different clubs in the description box. And again, some of those things are going to be changing. As far as what I'm saying is right now, that if you can just continue on if you're already signed up. Probably for some of the ones that weren't affected, right, that haven't had any changes, but you'll definitely want to check that out. And just make sure your club portal looks like what you need it to look like, right? And then you always need to make your changes if you're already a club member by the 5th of the month. And when I say that, I don't know if that means 5th as soon as it turns midnight into the 5th, because all these clubs open Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona local time, so their midnight is like my 11 o'clock or whatever. No, they're an hour ahead. Yeah, so my 11 is their midnight PM. So just, you know, think about that, because you probably want to definitely make your changes by the 4th, so that on the 5th when it gets charged, you didn't get charged already and that wasn't what you wanted. And as far as clubs, you always cancel the one and add what you do want. There's no skipping or changing it. You can cancel it from one day to the next. There's no like commitment. I get this question a lot, so hopefully you guys are still watching and listening here. I know there's a lot to go through. So you have this beautiful cover plate, again with the stitching, or you just use it as lace, right? You don't have to even stitch it up. It just has nice embossing. It looks really pretty. You can pair it up with this piece that you can cut that out. Now you have an opening like a frame, or this piece and this piece can make a matte layer that you're going to place over the top, or you know, just this piece can be a matte layer that places over the top, and then maybe you want to go back in this one with the stitching, or this one with the stamping, or however you want to play it up. You know, you can have this whole thing and make like a really intricate kind of frame, where if you paired these all up, you'll have like this star kind of interesting burst shape frame if you want. I mean, there's just tons of ways to play this up. And then of course your circle that also cuts the very edge, so this would mat over this if you wanted to, or pair those together. You know, I mean, there's just lots of fun ways to play with this. This one has like little embossing. It feels like more like those little cutting lines, so it really gets in the paper and looks really awesome. And then of course some stitching on that one, some stitching on this one if you'd like. Very simple stitching. It's just in and out, in and out, in and out, you know, from here to top, there, top, there, top, there, back. On all these, they're very basic stitch design for a beginner, I would say. So again, that is the new stitching club, okay? Let me show you some of the embossing folders, because that has, well, this hasn't changed, but there's a newer one, okay, type. I'll be right back. Okay, and everything I'm showing you, I have samples, so they're definitely not packaged the way you would get them, other than the card kit. The card kit, I pretty much always have it the way you would receive it. But this time around in January, they're starting 2 different embossing folders. So we had our standard embossing folder, which is the embossing of the month, EOM. If you pick something up on Spellbinders and it says SES, it's an embossing folder. That's a standard embossing folder. So SE, standard embossing, and then S, I'm not sure why. Standard embossing. And then the 3D ones, they say something else. I believe they do say 3D. I can't recall. But either way, it doesn't say SES. Okay, so this is the 3D embossing folder. So that's what they've added new. So this is the standard embossing folder of the month. And it is the, let's see what we're calling this one, stylized trellis. As you can see, it is a stylized trellis. Again, larger embossing folders. So you can put literally anything in here that obviously fits within 8.5 by 5.5. The folder itself is like 8.75 by 5.75, so you do need a machine that's large enough to accommodate at least, you know, just shy of 6 inches this way, and your plates need to be, you know, as long enough. Or just, you know, even if you have smaller plates, it's just going to emboss up to where your plate ends, right? So just want to give you that information. Gorgeous design. I mean, that is so pretty. Their embossing folders are amazing. I can't say enough. And when their standard embossing folders are that amazing, I mean, the 3D ones are just even more phenomenal, right? A lot of that beautiful rounded design where it's kind of hills and valleys, where what happens is with standard embossing folder, let's just go off on a tangent here, is the way they're created, there's up and down, right? Up, side, you know, down. And well, I don't know if I can show you, like if you're looking at the edge here, right? It comes up, it goes across like to make this area, and then it goes right back down. And that's kind of how all standard embossing folders are created. So this gets pushed in, you know, it's all the same surface and goes back down. So it's a little more like tight. I don't know how to explain it. With a 3D embossing folder, which this month is called Floral Archway, and you guys, I mean, they just brought out a knockout to bring in this year. This is gorgeous. Look at these flowers. I mean, you can see like that movement. I mean, just so pretty. So with 3D embossing folders, they are thicker because they're going to have different ups and downs and undulations in the, you know, the design and all that. So when you look at it, it's more curved. It comes up in a smooth way. It's just curved. There's like a depression right here where it comes up right here, and then the lines. I mean, it's just a lot more fluid, right? Just really pretty and soft. I guess that's what I was trying to say about this one. It's just kind of like up, across, down, and this one's just kind of more soft, right? And it creates that different look. So that's what it is. The embossing folder itself is thicker than your standard, so you have to do a different sandwich for these guys. But this is going to be gorgeous. I can't wait to try this guy out. All right, let's talk a little bit about how those things affect your value clubs as far as what I know about it right now. Okay guys, so before I did this part, I just wanted to make sure I had all the updated info, and actually when I went to check my emails, I do have the information as far as what they're calling the quick and easy card kit of the month. The new pricing on this will be $29.50, and all affected subscription pricing will be adjusted to the new lower price starting on January 1st. So let's say you already signed up for the card kit, you know, from before. They're just going to be adjusting those pricings. And of course, if you want to cancel, you know, do the total package, these kinds of things, you do all those things in the club portal. You can even use my links and jump over there and it'll still work the same, right? The total package value club membership, which is everything, which is what I'll show you today because that's generally what I get from Spellbinders, will include the new assortment of club options that will be available, and the price will still be the same cost of $100, you guys. And then the value of the contents will stay the same. What they're doing is they're giving you the 3D embossing folder and you know, the new change out of the stitching die. So you'll get with the total package, which is what I'm showing you, excuse me, today, the small die, the large die, the stitching die, the 2D, the original standard embossing folder, the 3D embossing folder, your clear stamp with the coordinating die, the glimmer club kit, and the quick and easy card kit updated. So they're calling this updated here. And I'm assuming the other, you know, again, APG is discontinued, so that's not going to continue. They are saying that they would recommend the large die as a comparable substitution. Let's say you're not in the Die Hard Club of the month or these other ones. You might want to take a look at those instead of your APG, or again, the stitching is the new club, right? So those are considered just new clubs. Not that it's like, oh, in place of this one. It's just that that's the those are the changes, so that's kind of why I associate them at the same time. Again, 2 embossing folder club options to choose from. Having said that, you do need, like I said, a different sandwich for the 3D, so you want to make sure that you're able to use it, right? So, excuse me. So yeah, you just want to keep that in mind. And then it says, you choose one or join both, right? And again, I'm assuming if you're already in one of these clubs that isn't really affected, you're still signed up for that club, right? Let's put this over here. And I'm going to bring out my board like I normally show you guys. Again, Die Hard kit, you would assume, has the stitching dies instead of the APG, which are no longer available. Sorry, I just wanted to grab something. So, this is the rest of the total package. So I have the small die, the large die. I actually have the stamp down here, which I usually talk about first, so I will talk about that first. And the glimmer is down here. So those are the same. So, clear stamp of the month, Hydrangea Bouquet. And I don't really have something to pop behind here. Just a beautiful stamp. Again, photopolymer stamp set. Hello friend, you brighten my day, thinking of you. Beautiful little corner. Flower and leaves and everything, and then this huge, bouquet here that you can put as a centerpiece. And it's roughly like 4.5 inches in this direction at the longest, and maybe 3 3/4 in the other way. Really beautiful with all the different hydrangeas. You have some like roses, some posies kind of flowers and leaves. And that's the clear stamp by itself. And then the clear stamp with the die, again, you can do that as a club by itself. You can get the clear stamp just by itself or these two, and then they're also included obviously in the total package. So you have the die that cuts the whole guy out. We have this little corner flower, has its die, and then the words for, it looks like, I'm trying to see which one it's for. It's for the hello friend. I saw a lot of ups and downs. I was like, oh, yeah. So there you go. So that's the clear stamp of the month. Small die, super cute. It's very a different feel in this one. It's called Sentimental Ampersand. So you have your ampersand. You have a little decoration to go with it, if you like, to add a little something more on that one. And then you have all these words with plaque like dies. Some of them fit, obviously more in like these guys. I love that it came with a couple of them, but these guys also fit in there. So we have a larger, 2 of this medium size, and one that's a little bit smaller. So you would have like I don't know, you just mix and match them, right, with the ampersands. I'll read them for you because they're not in any kind of order. So you have Happy Birthday, over the rest, you are my forever, whatever it is, my everything, or like you are my forever and my everything, or something like that. You are above, and then many more, right? So happy birthday and many more. But those are just ways to mix up those different sentiments. And then we have the beautiful little flowers. Again, the way Spellbinders does them, just amazing. I love these little flowers. I mean, this little flower has like stitch detail. That's really, really great. And it's more, not so much stitch detail, but it's to give it a more realistic look, right? So we have that with some sprigs. You have leaves, different styles of leaves. You have the little flowers, centers for everyone. And then these little guys can go together like that, if that's how you want to do it. Really, really pretty. Having said that, the large die of the month is just a knockout with all these Spellbinders flowers, you guys. I mean, they are so gorgeous. Honestly, if you pair them up by them, just with a center, or pair a couple of them up, or it's just, they do such a great job with these. I love the ones that have like little sprigs with berries. You guys know those are some of my favorites. I like to call them little bells, but basically this guy goes over on top of those. And they all cut out at once, just really well done. I love it cutting out with gold, pop of color, So this is the large die. It's called Club Blooms. And I mean, these are some good size. So I'll quickly measure a few of these guys just so you have that info. This guy's like a 2-inch bloom. This guy's more of a sideways kind of look, right, with the different pieces. And he's like 1.5 inches up and down, but obviously wider in the other direction. I mean, there's lots of ways to layer these guys up. I'm just kind of playing with them here. Little smaller blooms. We have centers. You want to use these guys as the centers, or for whatever use you want. This guy, you probably cut him out a couple times, layer him up in a couple different ways, because obviously you just kind of put the other one opposite there. We have, again, these kind of centers. You can put this in the center, if you want. There's just so many ways to play with these guys. Tons of little, sprigs and leaves, and like these larger guys. This one looks more like just like a really cool plant leaf there. Tons of flowers. These little guys layer up. I mean, there's just, yeah, I don't even have words. There's a ton. So you guys know when you start cutting them, they look really gorgeous. Of course, your inspo will be really gorgeous too. I have samples that look like this. So I don't have the carrier that they would arrive on. And way down here, sorry guys, let me see if I can bring it up a little higher. We have the glimmer of the month called Flower Delivery, you guys. Oh my gosh, look at this little car. So we have the die to cut it out if you want, or you can just put it on the paper and be done with that. That's part of your design. Like let's say you have a card topper and you just, you know, glimmer that on there. It does come with little dies though, so you can definitely make it a little more gossamer, like with that detail, you know, of the windows cut out, or windows you want to pop on there, or however you want to treat that, the outer die. And then you have these little blooms. Again, you can just pop that on a note card or something, but you also have the die to cut it out. And if you did, you can then pop them on top of the car. You know, you have your flower delivery. And then it comes with a little tag, and you guys, this is the sweetest little tag. I mean, how cute is that? And it has the little words for you, hello, and yay, which I love, with an exclamation point. And I mean, that is so cute and petite. Oh my gosh. And I'll give you a quick measure on the card. Just let's do the die, the outer die. It is, I'm looking at the edge, and edge like 3.5 by like 1 3/4 or so. And I always forget to show you guys, the glimmer of the month comes with a foil roll. I believe this is the foil roll that comes this month. It is the satin rose gold. It usually says on the club page that you know, colors may vary. So this is, I believe, the one I received though for this month. So January, lots of changes. I think lots of fun things coming up. You know, definitely check out your clubs and make sure you're all set for the new year, and adding what you like, you know, maybe removing what isn't for you, or, you know, whatever it is that you're going to do, but you want to do it by the 5th if you are a current club member. If you're not a current club member, you can sign up until basically the end of the month. There's like a blackout period of a few days. So what you see now is what you will be receiving, right? So I get that question a lot. It's not this month and the next month you're going to get the next thing. That's something else. When you sign up this month, this is what you will receive, and then going forward, you'll be signed up for the next month, and the next month if you allow them to just continue, or you cancel when you want and add what you want, or do all those changes right in the club portal. It's really easy. So alright guys, so I know this is a long video, a lot of information. What I'm going to try and do is go ahead and put something together for you in this video, so let me think of what that might be, and I will be right back. You know, I'm looking for something quick. Maybe the quick and easy card kit would be a place to start. So I'm going to grab one of the card bases, and these pieces are cut. I was going to say it looked like they were basically 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So if you just want to matte layer that, you're ready to go. Obviously, we can cut down our papers and things like that. What I think I'm going to do though is, just to try this out too, is pair it up with the new 3D embossing folder. So let's grab, you know, I want to go with pink. Let's do the white one. We'll do white on white. And we'll put this to the side for right now. And I know with the universal plate system, our 3D embossing folder is the base plate, your adapter, and things like that. So this one, again, very stylized. It has that arch. So I'm going to put this in here so that the arch is kind of centered and straight. And I'm looking at it from up here. That looks pretty good. I can move it over a little bit. I mean, I suppose if you want to tuck it up in the top corner, that'd be another look, right? If it was like up here and you did your little design there, that would be really cute. You know me, I'm always like centering. Centering top third is what I like, but let's put that there. And I'm gonna bring this guy out and set it up. I'll be right back. And so again, you can use these in pretty much any standard machine. You're just going to play with your sandwich. I believe I've run them through before. I had the universal plate system too, but you do have to do some shimming just to make it right, you know. But on this one, with this universal platform, you're just going to use the platform base A, paper in your embossing folder, and the adapter plate, which is this big gray guy. And we're just going to put that through. And it gives you a little resistance, but it's not super tight. And I try to discuss that when I use things so that you kind of know how it should feel, because I know sometimes you always run it through and it feels like nothing. Okay, obviously nothing happened. But you don't want it so tight that you're really cranking it. That's too tight, right? So with this one right now, I just run it through and it's like a very buttery feel. And I mean, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Just, I mean, oh my gosh. I love it. And I love that white on white. It's just so pretty. So let me put this up and I'll be right back. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down because I know I'm ready for, I mean, look at the back side. So pretty. So I'm just going to take a moment and get that guy glued down. Have a little something on here. There we go. And then we'll just play with some of the die cuts and, you know, try to get a little glue here and there. Really holding this guy down. Of course, you have lots of nooks and crannies, and this is definitely, you know, the whole card, because it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you don't even have to cut it down. It's perfectly die cut, or cut, laser cut, whatever it is that they used to cut it there at the at Spellbinders. And then we have these beautiful guys to play with. We have tons of these. I mean, chipboard. I did use glue, but of course you can just use your liner tapes to glue things down. Don't even have to reach for anything like that. We have the frames. I mean, what I'm going to do is just take a moment, because I was thinking just pairing this maybe with some, you know, simply, like a simple sentiment there. So let me see what we have in here. I can play around with this frame. I kind of like the sentiment that says, "Thank you for helping me bloom." I mean, you know, there's just, oh, that's so cute. Lots of ways to play with this. So I'm going to go through and just find what I might, like to pop in here. Look at the little rainbow with the foiling. Oh my gosh. Just gorgeous. Okay, so I'm just going to play around a little bit with the die cuts. And again, you know, if you want to pair it with a frame, I already have that frame in the background, so I felt like, but definitely lots of ways to play with that. So I'll be right back. I like something like this. That's so cute. So, well, you know what? Let's do the liner tape just so you have that. And then just a simple thing. Thanks for helping me bloom. I love it, but it is in white, so I'm going to use a different sentiment. But for right now, let's say, I like the way that looks, so I'm going to put a little bit of tape here and here. And I always just kind of burnish it with the back of my fingernail, but you can use obviously a tool and just pick off the carrier sheet. And that's why I burnish it, because you definitely want to get that little thing separate from the glue. I like the way that looked back here, right? Something like that. And go ahead and move that. I was just kind of eyeballing where I'm putting all these things. And to make our little butterfly have some movement, what I can do on that one is just put the strip of glue down the center. And so we can make it look like her wings are just kind of doing their own thing. And just about, here. Still showing that arch a little bit there. Okay, and then this guy. Just put tape down the strip. In the center here, I would recommend not burnishing on your project like I was just doing. Especially with all that 3D embossing. And anything that just sticks out like you saw, I just, you know, just tuck it back. Just give it a little zhuzh. And I'll give her a little dimension there. I think I'm going to pop this guy up on dimensionals. He'll be right there. And then, like this rise and shine, I think that looks really cute. I love the way it's on a clear carrier, so you can kind of test things out before you actually just pop it down. And let's put that right here. Let's get this guy here. And rise and shine. And I'll put some of the dimensionals from this little guy on the back of this guy, and I'll be right back. I just pick these out like with my nails, you know, and I use this whole thing. So after all this, I'll just take my scissors and cut up these pieces, and I'll use like that whole strip, this little piece that's falling out of here, like everything. I use the whole thing up. So just keep that in mind there, and I'll just pop this here. And even that little sunburst in the back, it looks, to me, I just put it there to kind of have some style, but it really goes with the rise and shine really well. So thanks for watching, guys. Lots of changes, you know, check them out. I'll have all the links in the description box. Thank you so much, Spellbinders, for sending these items for review. Keep an eye out for reviews of the next, you know, all the different club kits, and doing a little more with this club kit with the dies that you can pick up separately. And I'll have images coming up and all those links in the description box, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.